got a fun Generaider build for you. 60 card toy box Generaider. This is absolutely not the optimal way to play the deck, but it is pretty epic. So, starting things off with 3 copies of Vala, 3 copies of Lopter, then I'm on 2 copies of Har, and then 1 each of Nidhogg, Martel, Frody, Utgarda, and Gila. For the Generators, Spells, and Traps, I'm on 4 copies of Boss Stage, a Boss Quest, and a Boss Room. I don't know if I've gone over these before, so Boss Quest says you can reveal a Generator monster from your hand, and then you can add 2 Generator spells and traps with different names, and then put the monster you revealed on the bottom of your deck. And Boss Room says if your opponent activates anything in response to your Generator card or effect, you can change that effect to each player draws a card, so it can stop your field spell from getting like ashed or cosmic, basically. Then I'm on 3 copies of World Legacy Monstrosity, 3 copies of Diviner, 2 copies of Trius, and an Origami Goddess to do the Chaos Angel meme. For the Toy Box engine, I'm on 3 Toy Box, 3 Toy Soldier, and 1 Toy Tank. So, Toy Box is a soft once per turn that lets you place 2 Toy Box monsters from your deck, face-up monster zone or grave into the spell and trap zone face down, or you can destroy up to 2 cards in your spell and trap zone. So if you open 2 copies of Toy Box, it gives you a way to trigger the guys that you set. And if these cards are set and sent to the grave, they can summon themselves back out. So what the guys actually do on summon, this one can add a level 4 light if you already control Toy Box, or it can just add Toy Box to your hand. There's no level 4 lights in this list other than him, but I generally think that it's better to just add another Toy Box. And Toy Tank has an ignition effect to attribute itself to summon a level 6 or lower monster from hand, or if you control Toy Box, you can summon from grave. So the targets you can summon off Toy Tank is things like Lopter, Diviner, or the Major League Cap I'm playing, Mind on Air, and Gravekeeper's Shaman. It's likely you can only get one of these out, so you definitely don't play both, but they're both good for their own reasons, and I can't make up my mind on which one is better, so I'm just playing both. This card says your opponent must play with their hand revealed as long as it's face up on the field, so you get full hand knowledge, and you can just link off things as you see fit, and you can play around whatever's in their hand. Or if you wanted more of a floodgate, Gravekeeper Shaman says negate all monster effects in the grave except for Gravekeepers. And the way you're getting to these monsters is with Magician's Souls. Magician's Souls can send any level 6 or higher spellcaster to the grave as cost to summon itself from your hand, including Har. And Magician's Souls is searchable in this deck thanks to Illusion of Chaos. Then I'm playing a bonus search off Arclight Saravis. If your guy would be targeted, you can negate the activation, because you can use Arclight more than once in this deck in the same turn. Then I'm playing a bunch of hand traps: Ash, Nib, Droll, Veiler, and Imperm, and then another board breaker. I'm playing Droplet. And the last card in the deck is Angel Statue Azaroon to set off the new Rabbit card. For the extra deck, Haggard Lizardos is probably my favorite card released this year. You can banish himself and target your own stuff, so it's kind of a link to that just says draw a card. I'm playing Hita and Selene as another way to reborn the spellcasters that you send off of Magician's Souls. It's pretty cope, but it is another way to get to them because there's not a guaranteed way to get to the Toy Box engine in this build. Then I'm playing the Rabbit, who can get to Azaroon. It just sets it from your deck, and then if you use that card while he's up on the field, it can pop a spell or trap. For the Xyz monsters, Mariologic Aggregator, this card on summon sends a monster from your extra deck to the grave, so you would send things like Herald of Arclight or Entis, and then he has a second effect where he can attach them back from your grave to him as material, so you could like use this, send this, go effect, add a ritual, and then you go effect to reattach this, and then you can either link this off or remove it some other way, attach it as Xyz material to an F0 or something, and then you can use this again to get the Saravis. Same goes with Entis, it's not once per turn. And then Aggregator has another effect, where if this card himself is sent to the grave, you can target a card on the field and negate it until the end of the turn, so if he is attached his material to an F0 or something, it can kind of be like a double negate. You can go effect, negate their monster, take it, and then effective Aggregator to negate another card on their field. Pretty niche, probably not gonna happen, but you know, it's there. So yeah, these cards are all in the extra deck. Then there is Enter Blathnir. Then I'm just playing 1/1 of Jormungandr and Levitain. Then a Typhon, Chaos Angel, and I'm playing Trishula, the Dragon of Icy Imprisonment. You can summon this by banishing any 3 monsters you control with different names, and this is a level 9, so if you had like a monstrosity but no level 9 on your field, this is a way to get to 1, so you can summon 2 from deck off that. Then for the side deck, I'm playing a bunch of Bestials. And then I'm playing a little Maxi, but not quite as good. And then Ultimate Slayer, because you can send funny stuff from your extra deck. And then D-Barrier. And yeah, that's the deck. Definitely the coolest build of Generaider I think I've made yet. You could do something like, you could just side 3 Makonko cards for going second. You could play Ohime, the Ceremony, and then the Rondo. That's just an option, because then you could go like Diviner, send Arclight, and it threatens like a ton of shit, rather than just going like Diviner, send Antis. But yeah, that's how I used to play this deck. The Aggregator Generaider build was with Makonko cards, but I think this is pretty cool. It feels very good going Toy Box with Magician Souls. You draw 2, and then you summon the 2 guys, and then you go plus again, and then this guy can summon the funny card. But yeah, I'll just show you how you could typically get to a field like that. So Toy Box plus... we'll just do this. We'll just do something like this. Obviously, this is going to be like the Giga hand. Alright, let's say you opened a hand like this. You would go Toy Box, Effect, and you would set the 2 comedy cards, Toy Tank and Toy Soldier. It's random how they're set, so we'll go ahead and set those. We go Vala Effect, send this. These are just cards in your hand. You have two unknowns in your hand. Effect, summon this back. Effect, summon Martel effects. Get boss stage. We'll go overlay these 2 for a copy of Merry Logic Aggregator. Aggregator Effect, send Arclight. Arclight effect will get you your Illusion of Chaos. Illusion of Chaos, you can activate this here to add Magician Souls, and then you put any card from your hand on the top of your deck, but it's 9 times out of 10 going to be the Illusion of Chaos. Then you can go Aggregator effect here, detach 1 to reattach the Arclight. Then we go Magician Souls here, sending either Gravekeeper's Shaman, Har, or this, or Illusion of Chaos. But I think Mind on Air is the funniest one. We will shuffle up. So we're gonna draw here. Effective Magician Souls, send these 2, draw 2 cards. Effective Toy Tank, effect of Toy Soldier, summon. Toy Soldier will activate here, and you can add any level 4 light monster, or you can add Toy Box, because you have Toy Box on the field. We'll just get another copy of Toy Box. Unfortunately, we did not draw World Legacy Monstrosity, but here is where you could do something like you make the Trishula after looking at your opponent's hand. But we'll go Toy Tank here, we'll summon this. You can now see everything in your opponent's hand before you want to make your next play. But yeah, you can make like Lizardos here if you want. You can go like Lizardos with these 2, and go Lizardos effect on Aggregator, it doesn't really matter, to give him 800 attack until the end of the turn and draw a card. There it is. A bit late, but now that you know what's in your opponent's hand, it doesn't really matter, because as long as you have the knowledge, it's okay to link it off, but you could just bring it back if you wanted to, I guess. We'll make the Rabbit, and we'll go Arclight, Chainlink 1, Rabbit, Chainlink 2, I guess. So we'll get Saravis and set Azaroon. Then we can go Boss Stage, and honestly, you can kind of just hold the Toy Box for next turn, because you could set this and it has like a wacky battle protection attached to it, and you could set the 2 monsters again, or you could just set one of the monsters, but it's probably best to set like, you know, good cards. Probably just hold this as well. You just set these, and then that is like 30 interruptions, and then they can't target your Har as well. But yeah, if you were playing the Makonko stuff instead of this and 2 other random cards, you could end on Ohime plus this, or I think you could have extended into Trishula, and then Monstrosity targeted that, and then you could have made Levitain, or you could make Enter Blathnir and rip a card. It really just depends on what you see when you look at your opponent's hand. But this is a lot of shit, you know? It's a lot. During your opponent's turn, you can summon this, go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, summon this, make the tokens, and then go Lopter effect during the main phase to summon this. Now you have an Omni Negate. And they are basically unrespondable Omni-Negates thanks to Boss Room. So you have the Har-Negate. After the Har-Negate is used, you can summon Azaroon, who threatens a Solemn Warning, and then on-summon Silhouette Rabbit and pop whatever spell they have. Fucking Tear Limit Scream, Pearl Rhino, they have a fucking 10-5 field spell, whatever. You have these fake cards that theoretically aren't there, but they could also just be cards in your hand traps. It would almost be better if they were, because then Toy Box would be protecting you from getting hit over in battle, but your guys are also fucking gigantic from Lopter. But yeah, that's the general idea.